Hi, Sudhin sir. Sudhin sir, we'll have Professor Sridhar also joining us. So we'll
Sure,
start first and then we'll continue.
sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the session right on time. We'll wait for 5 more minutes for other candidates to join, and we shall begin the session around 11:05. Great. Hello everyone, and very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are doing very well. Just quick yes or no if I'm audible in the chat section. Great. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for the confirmation. So, yeah, my name is Siddhant Benkar. I'm currently working as a student experience manager with student success team at upGrad. I would like to welcome the MLC 62 February 2024 batch of upGrad and IIITB Bangalore's executive post graduation program in ML and AI. So I hope you all are super excited to set an incredible learning journey with us at UpGrad. And today we all have gathered here to prepare you for the next few months. So I'll quickly all give you a gist of how the webinar is going to go. So we will start a session with Professor Sridhar from IIITB University. So we'll brief you all about the university guidelines. Then we will move ahead and we'll continue with Mr. Sudhin Baraukar, who is a seasoned AI engineer and data scientist. Then we'll have Mr. Akshar Gupta, who is currently working as the assistant manager with the content and statutory team with upGrad. We'll be discussing about the curriculum and the content. And I will be talking about learning experience and learning elements and the offerings from the programs. And finally, we will conclude the session with the Q&A round. So just a request to all of you, in case if you have any questions, right, do post them in a Q&A section so that we can answer all of them and we'll try to attempt most of them, right? So yeah, let's get session started. So I'll hand over stage to Professor Sridhar from IIITB, who's present here to welcome you all in the program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. So thanks, Dan, for inviting me to start the webinar. First of all, hearty congratulations to all of you for joining this executive postgraduate program in ML. This is cohort 62, and therefore we have run 61 cohorts earlier. So welcome to this particular program. And on behalf of IIIT Bangalore, which is the academic partner in this initiative, along with upGrad, we welcome all of you. So having said that, you have made the right decision. So, despite your other professional and personal commitments, you have embarked on this journey of about 11 to 12 months. And I'm sure that it will be a rewarding experience for all of you. The experts as well as the other coordinators of the program will discuss more in detail about what we are planning to cover in this 11 months of the executive postgraduate program. But I will just take you through some of the guidelines, academic guidelines, so that you will be able to make seamless progress through this particular program. So as is given here, this program is going to be hectic for all of you. So you need to spend roughly 14 to 15 hours per week on this program. There will be video lessons which you have to go through each week. So basically, we have divided this whole program into courses, and the courses are divided into modules. So there will be module level video lessons that will be posted on the upGrad platform for you to go through each and every week. Apart from that, there are also live sessions which will be provided by IIITB faculty as well as subject matter experts, especially during the weekends. So that's roughly 2 to 4 hours per week you might have to spend on attending the live sessions. Apart from that, there will also be periodic assessment. So roughly we are talking about 15 hours per week, and therefore guideline number 1, do effective time management so that you will be able to manage this program effectively, right? The second one is, as is given here, the cohort. The cohort size, I see about 80 of you which have joined this particular webinar. So this cohort 62, has to move our progress together. So that's our objective, right? So you don't want this to be a marathon where the distance between the winner and the runner is like a mile apart. We don't want that. We want it to be 100 or a 200 meters race where the difference between the winner and the runner is in microseconds. So that's what we aim to achieve. So which means that guideline number 2, please adhere to all the timelines specified for submitting assignments, case studies, exams, and so on. Start from day 1, because if there is a lag, then it will be difficult for you to catch up as we move towards important and also difficult modules later on. So we want all of you to progress together, and the only way to do it is not to catch up, but be with the cohort all the time. Complete all your deliverables on time so that you will be able to stick together. So that's guideline number 2. Can you move to the next one, Siddhant? Yeah. So as we discussed, there is not going to be just one exam that you give after the 11 months of the program. So we believe in continuous evaluation process. So as is given here, there are a lot of components, multiple choice questions, assignments, case studies, exams, which are held throughout the program so that you make steady progress. And that also makes the cohort to move together. So guideline number 3, do not miss any of the assignments or case studies. It'll be difficult to catch up later on. And then a minimum score requirement of 25%, and each of the course is mandatory for graduation. And also a minimum CGPA of 2.4 on a scale 4 is required for graduation. But don't aim for 2.4 or 25%. Beat the tape with the highest CGPA of 4.0. We want all of you to be in IIIT Bangalore for your graduation ceremony. We normally have the graduation ceremony of close to about 1,000 learners every year. So we want you to be award-winning learners. We give a lot of awards for best of the learners of each and every cohort. So we want all of you to be there as award winners, right? So that's guideline number 3. Next one, Siddharth. There is this policy called the no plagiarism policy, right? So this is what we have implemented throughout all our programs that we do with upGrad. Plagiarism is something that you submit the work which has been done by your peers or your friends or family members or even ChatGPT on your own, right? As your own. So which means that you are taking someone else's work and then take credit for that, and that is plagiarism, and that is strictly prohibited. So we have incorporated a lot of tools that would detect plagiarism. ChatGPT.
Sir, we have lost the connection here. Yeah, I think there's a network issue, the professors and
Can you hear,
so
Siddharth?
we lost you. Yeah, so we
Yeah,
lost you for
there
last
is
couple of
some
minutes. Yeah.
internet instability, but it's back, I think, right? So, the last Tokyo Olympics, this is there on YouTube. You should see that. There was this lady called Shifa Hassan of Netherlands, and she was supposed to be a gold medal. She was expected to be a gold medal winner in 1,500 and 3,000 meters. But on the heats in the 1,500 meters, in the preliminary rounds, she fell down, and everyone said that, oh, she's gone, she's not going to make it. She got up, ran, came first in the heats, but also went on to win the silver medal. She also won the gold medal in 3,000 meters. So that's the spirit that we want to inculcate in you. It is possible that sometimes, because you're all from varied backgrounds, so it's possible that some of the assignments may be tricky, may not be able to cope up with it, and so on. But upGrad has a lot of tutors who can help you out. We also have doubt clearing sessions over the weekends by IIIT faculty. So we are there for you. So get up and run, right? Don't take anyone else's help, and that will make you take the most out of this particular program. So that's guideline number 4. And just one guideline number 5, which is not indicated here. I will just mention it. Say you are a large cohort, it's about 90 to 100 learners will be there. So during the live sessions, it's a big, classroom that the instructors will be teaching. So please maintain academic decorum, because it's very difficult sometimes to control this synchronous online classes. The faculty members as well as subject matter experts have taken time in order to conduct the sessions during the weekends. So please be considerate of them. Please maintain academic integrity. There are opportunities for you to ask questions and so on during the sessions, so you don't have to really worry about it. But make it easier for both you as well as the instructor. So having said that, I really welcome all of you to this particular program, and I'm sure that you will get the most out of it. And it will really, really be helpful for you to upscale your career. So that's from IIIT Bangalore. Over to you, Siddhant.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for throwing light on the policies and program level instructions. And thank you for motivating learners as well. So I'm sure learners will take it up from here. Thank you so
Thank
much, sir.
you.
Bye. So yeah, on this note, now I'll hand over stage to Mr. Sudheen, sir. So over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Siddhant. Hello, everyone. I'm Sudhan Baraukar. I'll just start sharing my screen. Can everyone hear me well and now see my screen?
Yes, sir. You're audible and your screen is also visible.
Great. I'll just make this full share if I find where it is. Yeah. Good morning once again. I'm Sudhan Baraukar. Welcome to today's webinar on AI and machine learning. This is for your upGrad uh, course that you all have taken up. And it's a great time that you all have taken up this course because today all the action, all the investments, all the development is all going into AI. I'm Sudhin Baraukar. I've got more than 2 decades of IT experience, have been head of innovation at very large enterprises like State Bank of India and Barclays, and was with IBM and G in the US. Currently, I am a AI and digital transformation advisor, as well as founder of startups, and mentor and advise working professionals and students in the space of deep tech and emerging tech. The most important part of AI is your data strategy, okay, the data. And today we have seen a large amount of data. And I can tell you, I can just give you a glimpse from my own personal experience. And let me skip to this slide. When we did our large scale digital transformation in State Bank of India, the largest lender in India and a top 10 global bank after the merger of its subsidiaries, I benchmarked our core banking systems at 24,000 transactions per second, about 1.5 billion transactions in a day. And today we cover more than 500 million customers and more than 700 million accounts. This is the most advanced, scalable, cutting edge, bleeding edge, state of the art core banking system in the world, developed in India by Indian technologists. Now, where does AI fit in? With the help of AI, now we are currently doing analytics for 1.5 billion transactions in a day. But with AI, now we plan to do inferencing. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between inferencing and analytics. Analytics is great, has served us well, still serves us well. We slice and dice the data. We use relational databases. We use structured data. We use unstructured data now. We use data at rest, data in motion. But the AI piece of it helps us make decisions and gives us a posture management in real time. We went a step ahead in 2018, where we launched our YONO, SBI YONO. You only need one super banking app. Last when I checked with the team, we have more than 50 million users. I need to update that. But this is where we used AI to build next generation lending platforms. So, for example, we incorporated BNPL, buy now, pay later, where in a completely autonomic and automated way, we are able to give a loan or serve a customer in real time without any intervention. The customer doesn't have to go to a branch or call up the credit manager or call up the bank representative and say, I want a loan. So what we've done is we mapped the customer data, the profile, the recency, frequency of the transactions. Then we've collaborated with e-com players, other partners, right? So when a customer of ours, let's say could be a retail bank customer or could be a HNI customer or wealth management customer, goes to the checkout, we offer them the buy now, pay later loan in a completely automated, autonomic manner. And that's it. In a few milliseconds, they get the approval. and the transaction is complete. Right? Banks, we only make our money on lending. We don't make our and risk management. We don't make our money on anything else. Okay. So this is where AI today is being used across various industries, right? I mean, I would say that banking and e-com are the pioneers, but now, especially in manufacturing, services, retail, energy, all these pharma, healthcare, all these industries now, AI is the only thing that is being talked about today. I would recommend all of you all to just Google Gartner, Gartner, Gartner Hype Technologies. And then you can put AI or ML or data science. Now, I'll explain this chart. This is a 3-year-old chart, maybe now 3.5 years. I've deliberately taken a 3.5-year hype cycle chart because if you notice on the left, on the emergence of the curve, I don't know if you can see my cursor moving, but here on the emergence of the left curve, so this is a bell curve, right? The emerging technology emerges, then it kind of peaks, and then there is this is not a decline in the curve. This is not a decline in the technology. It means that that technology is already become mainstream and we don't, and it's no longer a niche technology. Just like cloud, right? Cloud started way back in early 2000. I mean, just to imagine now, cloud is more than 2 decades old, right? It started way back in 2000, early 2000, right? And then it peaked somewhere, I would say around 2013, 2014, right? And now it's become mainstream. We are using public cloud, private cloud, multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, just name it. Right? The same way AI, and you can see this, right? This is 3.5 years back. You can see Gen AI. This 3.5 years back. Correctly predicted by an independent research organization like Gartner. Right? And now it's speaking. Gen AI is speaking. Okay, this ethical AI, responsible AI, again, it's speaking. Right? And then a new technology will come. Right? We'll have autonomic databases. We'll have a whole lot of newer technologies that will again emerge. So for technologists, non-technologists, developers, engineers, managers, CXOs, right? All of you are going to be the leaders in your organization after this course, right? It's very good to keep a watch out on these emerging technologies or transformative technologies or future technologies. What's the disruption? What is the impact they're going to cause? And then make sure that you start, getting some good use cases, learn about the technology, and then take it ahead. So one of the other questions is, okay, this is all great, fantastic, great work. Mr. Barawkar, thank you for sharing all this. So show me what is the result. Right, and this is the result, right? GAFM. And I would like to add NVIDIA and Tesla. I need to update this chart. What is this GAFM world? Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft. All cloud-first companies, all digital companies, and now all AI-first companies. And we can see the success of NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is the AI chip-making company which makes the GPU chips, which are specialized chips, especially for AI and machine learning. And of course, Tesla has already been a success, a great success. Right? So the risk is not using these transformative technologies. That's the biggest risk. And the opportunities are multifold, right? We are living now in digital, contactless, seamless worlds. COVID further accelerated that. And what we are now going to experience, and you will have to develop and we'll have to implement, are what I call headless digital transformation platforms, which are completely automated, autonomic, and self-ordered. And we have seen that. We have seen in the case of success of our banking digital platforms, the success of the e-com platforms, completely digital, completely autonomic. Okay. So this is the entire ecosystem of AI. We have machine learning, computer vision, language processing. And these components will have to work with your technology stacks. And what are these latest technology stacks? These are covering across, and let me see if I have a slide for that. Okay. Yep, I do. So we have to also make sure that the AI, machine learning, deep learning, data science, autonomic systems, inferencing is going to work with our technology stack. If it doesn't work, then it's a big issue, right? So the emerging stack is, of course, Python. We also have LC, low code, no code. It exactly means what it is. That means without writing a single line of code or maybe writing 1 or 2 lines of code, you're able to develop both enterprise web, progressive web apps, as well as mobile apps in maybe 2 or 3 weeks compared to the, and let me be a bit polite out here, compared to the 4 or 5 months, on the more polite side. But, I can tell you, it's always been a pain using programming stacks to develop, to use Agile and to develop our applications quickly, right? Then we have MLOps. The fastest way to start your AI journey is to start using MLOps platforms, where we define the hyperparameters. We choose the algorithm, be it clustering or regression or classification, and then deploy or serve the model on-prem or hybrid IT or on the cloud. Then apart from using software source, software frameworks like TensorFlow, nowadays you also, the chip makers like NVIDIA is also pushing hardware accelerator frameworks, very useful in gradient boosting and many other use cases. Then we can make use of the GPU processing, complex event processing, business rule management systems, cloud automation templates, infrastructure code as a service, network virtualization functions. And this is just a snapshot of what all we can use, right from the data processing side, the data transformation side. We can use the data lakes. We can use now new generation ETL, which is called data pipelines. Data pipelines like Neptune.ai can also have merged the data science and the statistics with our AI and ML so that it becomes easier to deploy. Previously, we used to do everything in isolation. Now you have an all-in-one. You can either use a hyperscaler like a cloud, all-in-one, or if you need specific use cases, you need depth, you can go and choose that selective tool for either your data transformation or your data ingestion or your training, model training and evaluation. Very, very important. And then finally, your deployment, right, through your CI/CD, through your ML ops, where you serve that particular AI and ML ops solution. Okay. Now, the other question is, okay, Mr. Baraukar, you explained to us great stuff. We are very excited now, right? But at the same time, you're saying that everything is going to become autonomic and automated and self-audited. Then what happens to my job? Right? Will AI replace me? Will a bot replace me? Will Gen AI replace me? Will a chip replace me? Will a server replace me? Will the cloud AI on the cloud replace me? No, absolutely not. I can reassure all of y'all that there are 1,000 times more job opportunities in AI and emerging tech than our current annuity tech. And this is not only for technologists. AI can also be used in reg tech, regulatory tech, leg tech, legal tech, soup tech, supervisory tech. So it's not just for technology. It's not just for IT. AI is for the entire entire organization, where the benefits are going to be profound. Your organization, you and yourself will be able to conquer the world. Otherwise, you will get conquered. There are only two things about today's world, right? Either you conquer the world or you will get conquered. Simple. So these are all the different job roles. I mean, this is just a glimpse of it. AI and data science, full stack developer. You can also use low code, no code if you don't come from a prior computer engineering background or you don't have any experience in coding or programming. Absolutely not an issue. You can use low code, no code. Then an AI quality assurance analyst. Right? We have seen a lot of deep fakes. We have seen a whole lot of issues around AI, how biased it is at times, how the models are wrong, right? The authorities and developers are in China are asking the fintechs out there to expose their model and algorithm so that they can validate whether that fintech, which is claiming to do financial inclusion as per the regulatory instructions, are they actually doing that? Is their model universal? Is it serving society? Is it helping society? Is there any bias? Are any specific groups being benefited, or is the entire, all the citizens being benefited? So this is happening all over the world, where the space of ethical and responsible AI, and this is where quality assurance comes in. And this is not a technical job, right? If you guys are already doing data analysis, already you are, maybe some of you all could be doing business analysis, business science, right? It's a very good stepping stone. Okay. Then we've got ML ops, model tester, algorithm developer, big data engineer, volume, velocity, variety, veracity. As a big data engineer, how are you going to get inferencing across our core banking systems, right? 1.5 billion transactions in a day. And I'm just talking about our core banking transactions. I'm not talking about our digital payment transactions. If we add the digital payment transactions, we could be doing more than 2 billion or 2.5 billion transactions in a single day. Okay, then data orchestration engineer, right? Typically in large banks, we have 400 global applications. Don't ask me how we got there, but we have. It's a very complex environment that we serve in. In manufacturing conglomerates like GE, we have got more than 800 global applications, more than 4,000 production databases, live databases, very large enterprise data warehouses, and now data lakes. Okay, so all this data has to be orchestrated. Your unstructured data, structured data, RDBMS data, generative data, synthetic data, data at rest, data in motion. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. And we have to do it. There is no option. Right? Then, of course, your data scientist role has now become more like a business scientist role. Right? It's not just about understanding the data, it's understanding how you can leverage all this great data we have and convert them and transform them into weapons of mass innovation and transformation. Data pipeline developer. This is fantastic. Data analyst, data observability analyst, commercial optimizer solver, analytics playground sandbox tester, graph databases admin, right? We have got vector databases, graph databases. Now we have got also autonomic databases. Just a fantastic innovation in the database space. Autonomic databases are databases which can self-heal them by themselves. So if a table locks up, imagine we've got 4,000 databases in production and one mission critical database goes down. Then the regulator is going to, fine the banks or the organization. Now banks are rich, we can pay the fine, but nowadays the regulator is asking for the root cause analysis. Why did your mission critical systems fail? Then you've got service virtualization engineer, adaptive security network engineer, cloud edge data center interconnect. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. So you all can also go over a few tools. Neptune.ai is a very good tool where you can also, they merge, as I said, the data science and it's an ML ops tool, but they have done a very good job at merging the statistics and data science. So if you want to further refresh your statistics, which we may have forgotten from school and college, and then of course in our careers, you can check up what is F1 score, epoch, loss, accuracy, all that great stuff. So you can go to Neptune.ai. They also pre-built models out there, so you can just try them out. I think they give a 10-day valuation copy. Markov ML is one of the fastest ways to start understanding what is AI, right? From a practical perspective, from an implementation perspective. So you can also take a look at this. They have done it. Okay, I have some. This is I just logged in through Google and it's still working. So it's available. So here you can make use of some of the data sets already pre-built. You can also build the model and then you can do the analysis, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay. Uh, okay, so take a look at this also. Okay, I don't know. My project has gone. So there are a few projects also available, so you can quickly get a run on this and take a look at this. I found this tool very good, where you can deploy your model immediately and you can do all your classification, regression, all that great stuff, sensitivity analysis straight away, right away. And then there is also a very good tool to understand your entire data life cycle. It's called inzata.com. One good thing about this tool is that I don't know what is the pricing for this tool, but you can just go to this tool and look at the entire life cycle of how your data is being processed in large organizations, and also, of course, across all kinds of organizations. So let me just take a look at that. Uh, yeah, fantastic. Right. So here you have your entire view, a very good view of your entire data sources, your databases, your vector databases, graph databases, autonomic databases. Then you have got your business applications, core banking, ERP, then your web scraping tools, your social media tools, and then your streaming data tool, right? Your Kafkas of the world. And then your data lake will transform all that, will do all the transformation, make a repository, check the models, process the models, and then you serve it out to your various users and stakeholders in the form of data sharing, data visualization, explainable AI, explainable BI, a fantastic new innovation again, and your AI and ML ops. Okay, so let me take a pause and take up any questions that you all may have. Or I will put in a question. Just wanted to check. So the question is from my side is, when was the world's first AI system developed? How many years back or how many decades back? Okay, so the response to my question is 50s, World War, one decade, 90s, 1936. Okay, so the world's first AI system was developed more than a century back in 1913, 1914 in the form of an autopilot by a company called Honeywell. This was over a century back. That same autopilot developed a century back could fly the plane without the pilot's intervention, right? And today we can see that aviation is the fastest, is the safest way to travel. Yeah, there were a few tragic crashes, very few, but that was not due to autopilot. That was due to pilot error and due to some manufacturing defects. Okay. Then we had in the late 90s, and coming from the IBM world, with pride I can say our Deep Blue supercomputer at that time beat the greatest champion of those days, Gary Kasparov, one of the few players to have crossed a rating of 2,800 in chess, ELO rating. I think Magnus Carlsen has also passed that. I think Vishwanathan Anand has also passed that. And then we've got automated guided vehicles. Now we've got drones. We've got autonomic cars. Or we've got autonomic tractors, which came back in the early 2000s, right? So AI is no longer rocket science, right? It's no longer rocket science. It's absolutely happening. It's a great kind of uh, uh, a boost to the entire ecosystem, right? What are the okay? So let me cover some of the questions. Okay, were you all able to see my presentation? Okay. Anyway, this entire session is being recorded, so you all can always check back the recording. Okay. Yeah, there are. I don't think they're open source tools, but you can. Here's the trade-off, right? I mean, open source tools are great to start with, but then when you really want to implement it in the industry, it's better you use tools that are already implementable, and maybe you will get an evaluation copy. But a lot of the tools I have seen, as long as there's not much of GPU processing, just for you to start and just run a few models and all that stuff, it's either you get an evaluation copy, or it's quite cheap to run that model. But you can take a look at it. um, to visualize the data in Inzata. So Inzata is just is not something I've used. You can just use it to I showed the flow, right, just to get you guys understanding of the flow of how the entire life cycle works. But typically for your data transformations, you check in the organization which tools you're using, whether you're using Snowflake or Informatica or Databricks or Azure or Data Factory. Or I mean, there are a whole lot of tools. There's also AWS, which has got AWS SageMaker, AWS Glue, ETL. That's for the ETL. So there's a whole lot of stuff out there. So it's a good thing to also check within your organization, big or small, what is the technology stack, what hyperscaler you all are using, right? Have also word with your technology partners. All of you all would be having, especially in large organizations or even mid-sized organizations, you will be having a lot of technology partners where they will be more keen to work with your AI projects to get you all started. Okay. Uh, No, the autopilot was not absolutely theoretical. It was fully practical, and it's even being used today on a very, very large scale and very, very successful. Okay. Okay. Any other questions that? Okay, I'll also, just in the interest of time, I'll also just share my LinkedIn coordinates, so you can just connect with me, and I'm always there to guide you all and mentor you all. So the preferred choice is LinkedIn. But should you feel that you further need to connect out, I'll also give you my WhatsApp and also email. Okay, so one of the questions from Chand Rai is that there are various AI roles, and see, we have all these technologies like cloud, automation, AI are all DIY technologies. Okay, do it yourself. Okay, so for example, there are probably about 3,000 AI experts in the world, and if let's say 30 of them are in Paris, and you happen to get somebody's number and contact them, they might not take your call because they'll be already drowned with a whole lot of AI projects, right? So the best way to start it is learn all the technologies, right? Just be aware of what is happening at a data transformation layer. What is a data lake? What is the flow of data from your source systems till you serve the data in the form of visualizations or inferencing reports or models or visualizations, right? So you must understand the entire data flow. You must understand the latest technologies that are taking place, right? Gen AI, then there is explainable AI, explainable BI, then you have computer vision APIs, then you have autonomic databases, you have data pipelines, right? Fantastic innovation. This data pipeline merged with the data science and statistics means that you will be very, very successful in your AI project because you're not running them separately. You're not running your AI models separately. You're not running your statistics separately. You're not running your data science separately. It's all integrated. Fantastic transformation for your quick success in AI. Okay. So it all depends. So if you are in a tech role, right, look at all the different newer tools and platforms. If you are in a management role, make sure that you understand, what are the, what is the business science of your organization. How many source systems. I did a very interesting project way back for a large bank, large global bank, where I actually inventorized and attached the metadata and explained what are all the 750 data source systems, right? What are the in the bank, right? What is our what is the data coming from our ATM channels, from our core banking, from our payments, from our risk management, from our data lakes, from our data warehouse, right? From our various BI reports, from our audit, from our governance, risk and compliance, right? So, I think there's no easy answer to this. You can, from my journeys, the question was that, how have I succeeded, right? Again, coming back to the job factor, I can tell you that I have survived 2 decades of my enterprise life in very, very large organizations like GE, IBM, Barclays and State Bank of India. Barclays is more than 350 years old. State Bank of India is more than 2 centuries old. IBM and GE are more than a century old. Very large organizations, iconic. They have survived, they've prospered, and they're still leaders in whatever they do, right? So, and my job in these organizations was to change the organization, right? So get aligned to your digital transformation programs in your organization, right? That's the fastest way for you to, start delivering on your AI projects, on your AI organization, and just get it done. I mean, just do it. My job was to just do innovation every day. That's it. That's was my job. And especially, SBI is a government organization, right? It's PSU organization. You can just imagine that they got a head of innovation just for innovation, right? My role was just to do innovation and transformation, nothing else. And I was also told that you can fail, but fail fast. Okay, if that particular technology or sub technology doesn't work, move on to the next technology. But that's your job, right? And today it's the super intelligence which has come thanks to generative AI. So from intelligence we have moved on to super intelligence, and now with the hardware chips coming in a much bigger way, we are going to move into hyper intelligence. So it's going to be, the next few years is going to be 100 times AI what we have seen and experienced. Okay, that's how big the market is. Okay. Yeah, as I said, Neptune.ai. I thought I. Uh, in addition to the above, also are we covering solutions and technology architecture enablement? Okay, AWS Code Whisper. So I have a slide on some of these. So the best way to study the architecture is to use some of the hyperscaler architecture available. So let me just share that. Okay. So you can go to you can just search by AWS MLOps architecture, deployment architecture. Okay. So here you can see this architecture, right? This is I would say a process flow, BPD, a business process design, as well as the architecture, right? So you can start with your creation of data sets, your models, right? All the tools that you will require for that, the data science, DevOps, AI ops, ML ops, data engineering, and then you come to the analyze the data, right? Then you start building the model. This is very, very crucial, right? I remember when I built my first model for the bot in a large bank in SBI for our bot for our website sbi.co.in, as well as for our as well as can everybody see my screen? I thought. Okay. 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 So we started with a full screen. We started with a 40% confidence level. That means this is way back in 2017. That is, the bot could respond 40% confidence level in a contextual and relevant. Then we moved on to 80%, and now we are at 99.9%. Right? That means 99% of the time, the bot is able to respond in a contextual and relevant way, so that the customer is engaged. They don't have to again wait in long queues for a call center. We have eliminated the need for a call center. Everything is now automated, right? And the bot is able to now respond. We have built up the model. We have trained the model. We have put in new data sources. We have put in better inferencing. We have taken the customer feedback. We have also put an audit on how much time is the customer spending, right? Because a lot of the time they would just come in for a few seconds, and then because they don't get a proper response, they will just exit, right? That's bad for us, right? It means that so based on this experience, feedback, ushering in newer data sources, training the model, making it more optimized, right? We are able to now do it at 99%. Okay. So for the architecture, this is a good space to start with. And I will finally leave with this, at the start of your AI project, I would again recommend everyone to build a AI project canvas. This can serve as your roadmap, your AI project structure, your vision, your agenda, especially when you have to share what you're doing on AI. A lot of the time we work in isolation. We feel we are the greatest, and therefore we will not even want to know what the other guys are doing or what we are doing ourselves. That is not how AI works. AI works purely on collaboration, purely on understanding your entire length and breadth of your very complex organization, data, processes, your tools, your stacks. It's very, very complex, right? I mean, for 800 global applications in a manufacturing conglomerate is going to be very, very, very complex. Okay, so here the project canvas, you can first inventorize all your big data, your volume, velocity, variety. Then inventorize your skills, right? All these are DIY skills again. Then you articulate your output. This is where we don't do a very good job. We are not able to articulate the value proposition and what we are trying to prove through AI. Very, very important, right? Because the costs, your total cost of ownership for running your GPUs, for running foundation models, for your running generative AI, your compute, network, storage costs are going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of costs involved, right? Then the integration. How are you going to integrate your MLOps model with your several hundred applications? Right? Then your stakeholders, your legal, your management, your responsible AI, ethical AI. We have seen recently the turmoil that one particular fintech and one particular edtech has had, right? Because of lack of governance, risk, and compliance. Very basics, very basics, right? That's where your RegTech, huge amount of job opportunities. And this is the RegTech is not just for technical guys or technical folks, right? RegTech is for business and management folks, more so for business and management folks, right? And then below are the costs, right? Your API costs, your GPU costs, your compute network storage costs, your model costs, your inferencing costs, all of them are going to add up. So make sure that your use case, your project is aligned to the organization's goals, agenda, vision, priorities, and make sure that they're well integrated and made interoperable with your company's technology stack. Otherwise, again, it will be a project in isolation. Okay. Have you folks understood a word of what I've said? Okay. Okay, fantastic. Just go to markovml.com and just sign in through your Google account. I could sign in through my Google account and it worked perfectly well. I don't see any problem in that. Okay. Okay. Let me go to the Q&A section. What kinds of tools do we cover in a course? I think you can check the course tools. I think they will cover everything: AI, ML, data science, data engineering, a part of data engineering. Okay, Murugan, the question is the tools that you're talking about is to process the data. Yeah, so, as I said, there's data transformation tools. Then there are data lakes. Let me go back to that particular slide again. Okay, where is that slide? Okay. Right. So you have got data transformation tools on the left. Right. So these are your data lakes, then your ETL tools, your data pipelines, your real-time processing tools, right? A lot of these are open source, Spark, Apache Foundation. These are all open source tools. I think that was one of the questions. Then you've got your pandas, for your data frames and all that stuff. You can use your Jupyter notebooks for that. Rather, Jupyter notebooks can be used more for your model training and evaluation. And then here for your model training and evaluation, as I said, you've got Neptune.ai, you've got Markov ML. You can use also extensive Python libraries and frameworks, PyTorch, NumPy, a whole lot of stuff available. Uh, you can also use to jumpstart your journey. I don't know where that has gone, but yeah, you can just search by. TensorFlow Analytics Playground, and you can just straight away get your start learning. Start learning uh, about these analytical playgrounds. Fantastic way to start with, right? You can also just drag and click out here. Everything works. At least last time it was working, and then you can run it. It'll give you your epoch runs, your learning rate, activation, regularization rate, your problem type, which algorithm you're using, whether it's a classification or whether it's a regression, right? You can also look at your ratio of training to test data. This is important. Right now it's at 50%. You can make the modification, the noise levels, the batch size, right? And then you can also take a look at the test data, and then you can immediately take a look at the output. Okay.
Sir, we lost you here. I mean, is there a connection issue?
Okay, great. So wish you all the very best on your AI journeys. I've sent you my coordinates. Okay, I can take up one last question. What is Gen AI? I mean, Gen AI is just massive. It's a massive space out there. You can use it for content generation. You can use it for a whole lot of use cases. So I'll wish you all the very, very best for your AI journeys. I'm there to help you out. This course from upGrad is going to do wonders to your careers and lives. This is, I think, the greatest moment in our lifetime. I've never seen anything like it. And just take the shot, conquer the world, and you all will be all greatly successful. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Sudhin sir. That was quite insightful session, and thank you for sharing a lot of insights on the generative AI and machine learning. I'm sure our learners have got a lot to learn from you today.
Okay, great. So, can I drop off now, Siddharth?
Sure,
Wish you
sure,
all the
sir.
best.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, hi everyone. So we have Akshar Gupta, who is currently working with our content strategy team as a assistant manager. So Akshar will be giving you all a brief into the content and the curriculum. So over to you, Akshar.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Um, I just want to express my gratitude to Mr. Sudhin for giving us such his valuable time and providing us with such knowledge on the current landscape of
Did you
machine
did
learning
you
and AI.
guys did you guys understand a word of what I said? Okay, great.
It was
Thanks.
very helpful, sir.
Wish you all the very best. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Siddhant, are you going to present or should I present?
Akshar, please go ahead and present your screen.
All right. Please give me a second.
Sure.
Hello. Yes. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to express my gratitude for Mr. Sudhin for sharing his knowledge on the current landscape of generative of AI. And yeah, at this point, I just want to start by welcoming you to the program. And let me know if you can see my screen, see the
Yes,
presentation.
Akshar, it's visible.
All
Yes.
right, thanks. So, right. So everyone here is joining the ML program from upGrad, and in the rest of the presentation, we will be talking about these four things: the curriculum, the Learn platform, and the student support team, and how they will help you access and achieve your goals. Finally, the kind of goals you will be able to set and the path that you will take to achieve those goals, and the kind of support upgrad provides to learners after they have finished the program. So, like Siddhant mentioned, I am from the content team, and I, along with experts like Mr. Sudhin and professors, uh, work on curating the content for this program. So, let me just first talk about the content here. So, this program has been designed in partnership with leading industry experts and academics from IIIT Bangalore. IIIT Bangalore is a prestigious university in Bangalore, and from my interactions with professors there, they are very knowledgeable and they are eager to provide that knowledge to learners in a understandable and accessible manner. So, as I understood from Mr. Sudhin's presentation, machine learning requires all three skills. Machine learning requires you to have an understanding of maths, specifically topics like linear algebra, statistics, probability. It requires you to have a technical understanding of things like programming in languages like Python, SQL, and it also requires you to have an understanding of the domain in which you are trying to implement your machine learning algorithm, your machine learning tool. So we've strived to bring an amalgamation of all three things in this program by creating a blend of statistics, technical knowledge, and domain level business knowledge. And this will be visible in the curriculum that you will work through during the program. Now, I mentioned that we have created this program in consultation with industry experts and professors from IIITB. Here are some of the people who have contributed to this program. Ujjaini Mitra, whom you will see in some of the recorded in some of the videos on the upGrad platform, is the data science lead at Z5, and she led the digital transformation of Z5. So a few years ago, Z moved from being a cable network channel to being an online platform. And she's the one behind creating the data infrastructure for that transformation. Um, Professor Chandrasekhar Ramanathan, he's the dean at IIITB, and you will hear from him in your program as well. Professor G. Srinivasa Raghavan, he is also a part of the IIIT Bangalore faculty, and he specializes in advanced topics in machine learning, and you will hear from him in uh, modules related to neural networks. And Anand S, he provides a business perspective to the machine learning problem, as he's the CEO of a company called Graminer. Next, I want to talk a little bit about the content, the kind of curriculum that you will work through during this program. So, even before you start with the first course, there are 2 weeks which are meant to bring you up to speed with Python programming and tools in Python which are required in data science and machine learning. So that will include basic Python programming, specifically um, syntax, Python syntax, data structures, control structures, classes, functions, and problem solving using Python. Then the second week would be about Python for DS, Python for data science. This specifically means things like pandas and numpy. Mr. Sudhin mentioned pandas as being a library, a Python library that is used to um, represent panel data in Python. So you will learn about data frames, arrays, and so on. Now, moving on. So this is the part of the course before the main content of the ML program starts. Earlier, this used to be optional self-learn, but we want this to be a part of the main curriculum now. The first course after this is statistics and exploratory data analysis. So for this, we will learn about basic inferential statistics and hypothesis testing. Um, I think some of you may be aware of what hypothesis testing is, but to define it in a short manner, we can say that if we make a claim about the world, with hypothesis testing confirms whether that claim stands up to data or not. And that is something that you will learn as a part of statistics in course 1. EDA or exploratory data analysis will be covered using uh, Python libraries like Matplotlib and Seaborn, and you will also work through a few case studies or projects. One of them is called the Lending Club, where you will analyze whether what are the factors that lead to a person being able to successfully pay off their loan or not. As a part of this course, you will also learn about SQL, structured querying language. This language is used to manage database systems. And finally, you will end this course by finishing the Lending Club case study, which is um, which will help you synthesize everything that you have learned in this course. Also, uh, Git and GitHub are some tools which data scientists and machine learning engineers use on a regular basis in their day-to-day work. So you will also be introduced to Git and GitHub, and as a part of the case study, you will need to use those tools to submit your work. Moving forward, the second course will be called Machine Learning 1. Here we will start from the basics of machine learning algorithms, and this would look like linear regression. So some of the machine learning algorithms that you will learn in this course are linear regression, logistic regression, and um, naive Bayes. And beyond that, you will also learn about how to choose the right model. So there is a week dedicated to uh, a topic called a module called model selection. So as a machine learning engineer, you need to know different machine learning algorithms, machine learning models. But another important part is to know which model to use where. As a part of this course, there is also a assignment which is called the bike sharing assignment. So in this assignment, you will solve a problem that a company is facing, a bike rental company is facing, where they are facing a drop in their demand, in the demand for their services. So using one of the machine learning models that you learn in this module, you will create a solution both in code and in the form of a report, which can be used by non-technical executives in that bike sharing company. Now, moving forward, the second course is Machine Learning 2. Here you learn about more of these machine learning models such as tree models, random forests, clustering, but you will also learn about how to perform advanced techniques on the models that you've already learned about. So machine learning models face this problem where they end up overfitting, so which means that they learn too much from the data on which they are trained and they are not able to perform well on new data. So that is something that will be covered in your module called advanced regression. And there is another module on boosting. That is a technique, that is an advanced machine learning technique that may be used with several models and that eventually ends up improving the performance of each model. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. And again, as a part of this course, you will work through a case study which is based on data from a telecom company, where you will try to find out the factors which lead to a customer churning out. So that is the inferential part, and also predict before a customer churns out. By churn, I mean a customer stops using your services. So you want the company, the telecom company, to retain their customers, and for that you will make some inferences using the data and predict which customer is likely to churn out in the near future. So these are the classic machine learning algorithms and techniques that you will learn in course number 2 and 3. Starting from course number 4, most of the curriculum involves either um, most of the curriculum is related to neural networks, and that's why this is called deep learning. So as a part of course 4, you will learn about basic neural networks, uh, convolutional neural networks, and recurrent neural networks. And also as a part of this course, you will work on a project and an assignment. So the project would be about using image data, using video data to recognize gestures. So I don't know if you have noticed, but recently Google Meet has introduced a new feature where if you raise your hand in front of the camera, it raises your hand in the meeting as well. So similar to that feature, you will be implementing a project which um, uses gesture recognition using convolutional neural networks to perform a task. Now, the neural network implementations that we will see in this course will be limited to 3 different kinds of data. First would be regular tabular data that you will see in that you may have seen in previous courses as well. Second is image data that you will work through in the convolutional neural networks module. And finally, there is something called time series data. So an example of time series data is stock data for a company over the span of 2 years, or temperature, humidity, and wind speed at a geographical location for an extended period of time. And this kind of data is uh, useful. This kind of data is relevant in the case of recurrent neural networks. But as you are probably already familiar, neural networks and artificial intelligence technologies have been taking great strides in the field of natural language processing, or working with natural languages like English, Kannada, Hindi. So, no, I am walking you through the courses. So I'm at point 5. We are only on one slide right now. So in course 5, natural language processing, you will learn about syntactic and semantic processing. And here again, you will work through a project called the ticket classification project and an assignment where you will learn about uh, how to classify reviews based on the sentiment that is expressed in that review. Finally, in course, sorry, in elective 6, sorry, your 6th course will be an elective where you will be given a choice between ML Ops and generative AI. So ML Ops means DevOps or developer operations, but specifically for the case of machine learning. So this will be a longer course as compared to the others. The others were either 7 or 8 weeks long, whereas the elective is longer. It will be 16 weeks long. And in the ML Ops elective, you will learn about all the different kinds of cloud technologies that you need to deploy and design machine learning systems that can be deployed on the cloud. And this may include things like experimenting with data using ML flow or automating and orchestrating pipelines with Airflow. Besides that, you will also work on a MLOps project where you will actually deploy a system in the cloud. So that's the first elective, MLOps. And the second elective, generative AI. In that elective, learn about the you will learn about the new technologies that have been taking the world by storm over the last 1 year. This specifically refers to large language models. I'm sure all of you have used ChatGPT as a part of your day-to-day work. So we will start by talking about the basic technology that underlines and that is underlying these models, specifically transformers, and the revolutionary attention mechanism that drives transformer models. You will learn about how to integrate large language models into products using APIs and by running your own large language models in the cloud. You will also learn about multimodal models like Stable Diffusion and Midjourney. These multimodal models specifically are used to generate images. You may have also heard about the new product by OpenAI called Sora, which can generate videos. So we will not cover Sora, but the foundation of even video generation tools is diffusion. So we will learn about the theory behind diffusion models. And finally, we will learn about the different large language model frameworks that can be used to build advanced applications using techniques like um, embeddings and retrieval augmented generation, and finally deploying these generative AI applications on the cloud. So I just want to address a few questions that I'm seeing in the chat. I think, as far as I understand, you will be able to choose only one elective. The choice is between ML Ops, where you will learn about things that are usually learn about tasks that are performed by machine learning engineers, and the other elective is the generative AI elective. And you will have this choice towards the end of course 5, natural language processing. Yeah, thanks, Siddhant. So there will be a form rolled out after course 5 is complete. So in the ML Ops elective, you will learn about um, different cloud platforms. You will learn about cloud platforms in general, on how the theory behind cloud platforms, whereas in generative, so that you are equipped to work on any cloud platform in the future. Whereas in the generative AI elective, we will be focusing on Microsoft Azure, as that platform provides us with um, as that platform provides us with access to the OpenAI APIs. Okay. So I'm not sure if we can have videos for the other elective. I think Siddhant will be able to answer that question in chat. Siddhant, are learners able to access videos of the elective that they have not chosen, access
Just a second,
content?
I'll confirm this in a bit. And let's confirm it
Okay.
in the chat.
Yeah, thanks. I will also take a few more questions. Do we need Java or JavaScript? Definitely not. Most of the course is built on Python, and there is in the first course there is some portion that requires SQL. So, and to answer your question about internship or project, after you have completed your 16-week elective, there will be 5 weeks dedicated for your capstone project. That is the part that comes at the end, and you will have a choice between multiple projects. And based on your interest and the field in which you see yourself working after finishing the program, you can choose the capstone project that you want to work on. So, in terms of timelines, I want to say as soon as your program starts, there will be 2 weeks for Python, then about about 43 weeks working through the first 5 courses, 16 weeks spent in the electives, and 4 weeks in the capstone. So I would say the whole program goes on for 58 weeks. And then you will start working on your placements and working on your resume and these timelines will be communicated by your upgrad buddy. So I think Siddhant will talk more about the student success team in the slides that follow, but there will be consistent communication between you and the upgrad buddy that is assigned to you, who will make sure that you are keeping up with the timelines and will help you with extensions if you need any. I don't specifically know what are the conditions for extensions, but that will be covered later in this presentation. Will we learn how to create LLMs from scratch? You will learn about the theory behind LLMs. You will learn about transformers and the attention mechanism. We will use libraries like the transformers library to use that has already been implemented. So I don't know what you mean by scratch, but you will implement large language models. You have to use Python. Manish. So, Sharad, I think this answer will be better answered. What are the softwares, online, offline, needed during the course that will be, and will that be provided from upgrad or we need to purchase the live? So, according to me, I don't think you need to purchase anything. Most of the libraries that we use are open source, and most of the, like I said, SQL and Python both are open source programming languages. So, but yeah, in if you choose to do the generative AI elective, there you will need access to the OpenAI API, and that you will need to purchase. Will we use any Microsoft technology during the course? Prasanjit, yes, we will. You will learn about Microsoft Azure, specifically in the MLOps elective. you will learn about deploying machine learning algorithms in the cloud. And in the generative AI elective, you will learn about deploying your large language models on Microsoft Azure. All right, so Siddhant has replied in the chat. He's mentioned that you are only allowed to select one elective during the program, but so this part will be covered later in the presentation as well. But once the program is over and you've received your certificate, you will be able to access the electives by default. Okay, I will talk a little bit more about Gen AI. Yes, Harshdeep, placement support we'll cover a little bit later. This section is dedicated for the content, the curriculum. And like you can see, we have this part where we are talking about goal orientation. That is where we talk about placement. Are the exams slash scoring compulsory? Yeah, thanks, Prajakta. Yep, we need SQL Server and Python. So you will need to use tools like Google Colab and Anaconda on your local machine. Google Colab is a cloud-hosted Python environment provided by Google, which we actually prefer as that allows for easy sharing of files. And it removes the limitation of the user's computer. So you will not have to invest a lot of money to buy a expensive computer if you want to run large machine learning or deep learning models. So Google Colab will be your friend there. All right. So I'll just take a minute to talk a little bit more about the generative AI elective before I hand this over to Siddhant. So there will be a few focus areas in the generative AI elective. First is the theory behind how large language models work. Here you will learn about large language models, transformer models which actually power those large language models, and the attention mechanism which leads to the kind of long range interdependencies that large language models can infer. So by long range interdependencies, I mean even if you write a very long sentence, the large language model is ChatGPT is able to make connections between your first word and your last word. So that is powered by the attention mechanism. The second focus will be developing applications using large language models. And for that, you will learn about prompt engineering, which will include things like few shot learning, chain of thought learning, and some more advanced techniques. Another part of developing applications using large language models is using the OpenAI APIs. So you will use OpenAI APIs to create chatbots in which you will do some prompt engineering to drive the behavior of the chatbot. Then, like I said, you will work on multimodal models like Stable Diffusion, and you will also develop applications using those multimodal models. Finally, you will learn about some advanced applications of large language models, such as vector databases. And those vector databases, you will use vector databases like Pinecone. And another advanced topic in large language model is uh, LLM frameworks. These are frameworks. So just like if you have heard of this, React is a framework to develop applications on the internet. Similar to that, LangChain is a framework, Llama Index is a framework that is used to develop large LLM applications. So you will learn about these LLM frameworks towards the end of this program. And finally, you will end this with scaling and deploying your generative AI app using Azure, Microsoft Azure. So I think I'll pass on the metaphorical mic to Siddhant so that he can talk more about the Learn platform and the student support system. You're on mute, Siddhant. Sorry.
Sorry. Great. Hi, Akshar again. Thank you for the insightful session. I think learners have got a complete clarity on how exactly the curriculum is going to be for next few months. I will take it up from here. I'll just go through the questions if there are any open for the learning experience point. So learners, I'm requesting all of you again, if you have any questions, do post them in the Q&A section instead of chat section, because it will be very difficult for me to keep the track of those questions if there are any if I'm missing out on. So somebody asked us a question where I think again I missed out on that part. Okay, I'll just take that up. If there are any pending questions from learning experience point of view, please post them in the Q&A. Meanwhile, Akshar, if there are any Q&A section questions on the content part, just reply in the chat. I'll just
All
continue
right.
with my slides from here now.
Okay.
All right. Great. I hope my slides are visible to all of you. Quick yes or no, please. Perfect. Perfect. Great. I'll quickly let you know, guys, about the Learn platform. So I'm sure all of you, not most of you, all of you have already experienced it while going through the prep content. So Learn platform is basically learn.upgrad.com. We have two ways of learning. That is on the web browser-based learning through the learn.upgrad.com, and also we have an application which is available on the Android as well as the Apple devices. So personally, personal recommendation would be to download the application, because all of you are, or most of you are, working professionals and have personal commitments. So while being in your own commute or maybe busy at work, don't have access to the system, don't worry about it. You can directly go to the application, you can refer to lecture notes and attempt the graded segments also, right? When it comes to assignments also, I would suggest, like, work on the assignments on your devices, on your systems itself. But yeah, of course, I mean, you can upload them from the mobile phones. So yeah, do download the application, right? You can refer to lecture notes as well. Moving on to the next slide, we have bootcamp. So I want to spend maximum time here because bootcamp is something which everybody is curious about. So let me just give you a brief about bootcamp, what exactly is going to be, right? And then in the next two slides, I have created couple of FAQs. So I have couple of questions coming in the past also. So what I've done is I have collated those questions, mainly FAQs, and we'll discuss FAQ wise. And then after that, if you have any questions on the bootcamp, you can definitely post them in the Q&A section, just to avoid missing out on anything. So to handhold all of you in terms of the technical support, I would say we have introduced this Python bootcamp for all the programs of the data and ML, right? So now in this bootcamp, we have bifurcated it for the 7 weeks, right? In these 7 weeks, this is how the program curriculum is going to be. So first 4 weeks, it will be basic programming, and next 3 weeks will be the intermediate programming, right? Now in this bootcamp, for the 7 weeks, you will have the in-platform content to refer to on the weekdays. So when I say on the weekdays, that is from Monday to Friday, you will have to go through the platform content, which is pre-recorded lectures, right? And on the weekends, we'll have the live sessions on Saturday and Sunday, right? There will be subject matter expert coming in the session. There will be hands-on coding practice sessions also conducted, right? So it is my recommendation, if somebody is from the experienced background also, and if they want to brush up their skills, they can opt in for the bootcamp, because this is really great experience where you will be learning everything from the scratch, right from how to install the software to how to implement the problem statements, right? So this is my personal recommendation. If you're from the non-tech background, this is like highly recommended to opt in for it, right? If somebody has lost a touch over it, so they can go for it, complete the 7 weeks of bootcamp, and then they can start with the main program, right? Now, this bootcamp is completely complimentary. There are no additional charges because this is purely designed to handhold you all and support you all of you. I'll just discuss briefly in terms of the questions, right? So that this will throw more clarity on it, right? So some usually learners get confused whether they can do the bootcamp parallelly with the main course. So the answer is no. Why? Is because the main course itself is very, I mean, as mentioned by professor, it might be hectic to do both the things parallelly, right? Because main program will have a lot of graded segments coming in, right? A lot of submissions coming in, and bootcamp itself will require a lot of practice because the whole agenda of giving you all a bootcamp is to give you all the practice exposure, right? Where things are not graded and you are given enough space, enough breather to practice it, learn it, implement it, right? And then you can start with the main program, right? So here the bootcamp cannot be done parallelly, right? If you're opting in for the bootcamp, your batch access will be deferred. So the question is, right, will I stay in the same batch if I opt for the bootcamp? So the answer is no, you will not stay in the same batch. So right now you are in the February 2024 cohort, right? If you opt in for the bootcamp, your access for the cohort will be moved to the April 2024 because the bootcamp is of 7 weeks, right? And this will be starting from end of this month, end of the March, right? So your access for the bootcamp will be deferred to the April 2024, right? Now, the usual question is, if I opt for the bootcamp, then do I need to complete the data toolkit, a graded module in the existing cohort or not? So the answer is no. You don't have to progress in this cohort because you will be getting the data toolkit, which will be the graded modules in the April 2024 cohort once you complete your bootcamp. So you don't need to do anything in this cohort and apart from the prep course, the preparatory modules which are live, right? So the next question usually we get it is how to enroll for the bootcamp. So basically, we are going to make the bootcamp forms live by 8th March, right? And this platform will be live on the Learn platform. Uh, just allow me a minute, please. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the interruption. Yeah. So, how to enroll for the bootcamp? So, we will make the bootcamp form live tentatively by 8th of March on the Learn platform. So, on the Learn platform, we will get to see the blocker. Blocker, when I say it's a form, right? It will be kind of a optional form initially, right? So that you can skip it. But when we make it mandatory, you have to make the selection whether you want to opt in for the bootcamp or not. Just a request: whenever we make the mandatory form live, you have to ensure that you are taking a final call that whether you want to go for it or not, and then and only then you're submitting it, right? Once we close the finalized list, then we will not be in a position to make any changes in the bootcamp list, right? So let's ensure the submissions of the responses are correct, right? And there are no last minute changes again. So, okay. The next question which we get is when will I get to see the bootcamp content in my portal? So the answer is bootcamp will be live from 30th of March. Before that itself, you will get to see the bootcamp content access on your Learn platform. On or before that, you will get to see it on your Learn platform. Right. So now I'm open for the discussion. If there are any questions on the bootcamp coming in, specifically for the bootcamp, I repeat myself. If there are any bootcamp related questions, do post them in the Q&A section. Yeah. So Rameshri, bootcamp will be recorded, right? And the session recordings will be available in Learn platform. And bootcamp will have live classes on the weekend. Anand has a question. Is it not is it not mandatory to enroll everyone? Then how we should know that we require to enroll or not? Also, what benefit for this? So the thing is, a bootcamp. See, we have learners from the expert domain also. They know Python very well. Maybe they know machine learning very well. They are enrolling for the certifications or maybe whatsoever the reason, right? Hence, we leave it up to the learners that whether if they feel there's a requirement for them to go for it, they can join in. If somebody, again, like if somebody from the non-tech background, it's a highly recommendation that they have to enroll for it, because this will definitely help them eventually to while they move ahead in the program. If somebody is from the experienced background, wants to brush up their skills, they can go for it. So it's an individual call. So hence we can't make it mandatory for the learners to do it. So we won't be able to share the prior access to the bootcamp to explore. But what we can do is we will share whenever we are going to share the bootcamp communication. We are going to make sure that all the relevant content details, that means the program calendar, everything is shared with you all, so that you can go through it. Basically, bootcamp will be an extensive program training in which everything will be taught from the scratch, right, till the advanced level. This is how the structure looks like for the bootcamp for the 7 weeks. You can briefly see the content also of the bootcamp here. Yeah. So Harshdeep has a question. If I have decided to opt for the bootcamp, then I don't need to complete the preparatory course, right? So if you're opting in for the bootcamp, just do the preparatory content, because bootcamp will go live on 30th of March. So preparatory content will give you the gist of how the Python is, right? What are the technicalities of it? So I would recommend to complete the prep course, because any which ways you will have time till 30th of March, right? Until the bootcamp starts. So do complete the prep course. Can you go to the FAQ slide? So Abhinash, yeah, I will go to the FAQ slides as well, but I'll share the PPT in the Telegram channel, so you'll have the time to go through it also later. Will any certificate provided for the bootcamp? Yeah, I'm so sorry, I did not mention this part. So once you complete the bootcamp phase, we will be sharing the bootcamp completion certificate as well with the learners. The criteria is you're supposed to attend at least 75% of the live sessions which will be conducted in the bootcamp phase. Can people have not enrolled to bootcamp also access bootcamp course content? Sorry, so we that's what I've said, that we cannot do the bootcamp parallelly, right? Either you are supposed to enroll for the bootcamp or you won't enroll for the bootcamp and continue with the main program. So Sandeep has a question: is the content in the Python bootcamp similar to the preparatory content? So preparatory content, if you calculate the overall timeline, is I think around 15 hours or so, 15 to 18 hours or so. The Python bootcamp is going to be of like 7 weeks. So you can understand, like, you'll be covering a lot of things, right? From the hands-on coding point of view, also you'll have the live session with the subject matter expert, in which the hands-on coding will be provided. So just a second. Okay. So somebody is asking a question, when the main program will start. So now, since you are enrolled for the Feb 2024 program, right? Those who are not opting in for the boot camp, for them, the main graded module, right, as per the timeline is of 21st of March, right? That is for somebody who is not opting in for the bootcamp. If you're opting in for the bootcamp, your main program will start in April 2024 cohort, right? I have a couple of important links here. I'm sharing it here for the quick reference in the chat section as well. Please make a note of these. So this is the program calendar. This will give you a complete brief about what all things are there in the program and the timelines. Telegram channel link, right, where we'll be sharing all the important information, including the webinar link, recording of this webinar, along with the PPT. And the Prajakta is going to be your upgrad buddy. She's there in the meeting right now. So I'll show the quick introduction of Prajakta. And this is the email ID in case if you want to reach out to her on email, that is studentsupport@upgrad.com. Right. So again, I'll get back to a couple of few questions about the bootcamp, and then I'll move on to the next slides. We can get certain modules incomplete before 20th March if bootcamp is made available to it. Okay. So main start date of the course I have already answered. Just hold on for a second. Just I'm sorry about the interruption. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, so what we there are a couple of questions learners were asking for the recordings of the sessions. So what we will do is we will collate the recordings of the past sessions, past live sessions which were conducted in the bootcamp, and maybe in a day or two. So that is working day I'm talking about. So you can expect this recordings in collated form in the Google Drive to be shared with you all, say before Tuesday end of the day. So before 5th of March, we will do one thing. We will collate all the live session recordings which are conducted so far. That is the hands-on practice sessions or whatever it is, whatever lectures were conducted during the bootcamp. I'll collate everything and I'll share it with you all in the Telegram channel. All right. If you offer a bootcamp, deducted from the deferral skip. No. So if you opt in for the bootcamp, we are going to defer you to the next batch. But then one free deferral, which is given to the every learner, will not be considered for that. You'll still have that one free deferral left for you. So if you choose for the Python bootcamp, I'll quickly tell you the date for the main program for the April 2023 cohort. See, April 2023 cohort will be launched on end of the April month, which is like because we launch all the cohorts at the end of that particular month, right? So tentatively for the April 2023, just a second. Okay, for the April cohort, the main program will start somewhere around by 16th May. So that is the data tool for the April 2023 cohort. Happened to the completed content on Feb 2023 4 batch. You opted for the Python program. Should I do it again? So if you are completing the prep course progress will be mapped to the next cohort. So no need to worry about it. The just request is don't complete the graded segments in this February 24 cohort because we won't be able to map those over there. If we pick certain modules to complete before 20th March, if the boot camp is made available to everyone, we can pick certain modules and complete before 20th March if boot camp is made available to everyone. So the thing is, prep course, you can do it. I'm suggesting you not to do the graded modules. So even if the graded modules are live, I'm suggesting not to do it because we won't be able to map the progress to your next cohort. So if anybody reaches out to us after deferral is completed to map the progress from the February, I'm so sorry, but we won't be able to do that. Hence, I'm suggesting just complete the prep course and not the main program if you're opting in for the bootcamp. So Python bootcamp will start from not 13th of March. I'm saying 30th of March, 30th of March. The Python bootcamp is going to be launched because we want to give you all time to select whether you want to opt in for the bootcamp or not. Hence the time. Yeah, I mean, like you can go through it. You can refer the modules if they are live. That's up to you. But then the progress we will not be able to mark. That's the thing. Yeah, you can do the dry run of the graded modules. Okay, perfect. I think most of the questions I have already answered. I cannot see any unique questions coming in here. You'll share the bootcamp live session recording on the Telegram channel. It will be available once who have opted for the bootcamp also. Yes. So recording which I'm going to share, this will be any which is available in the Telegram channel. So you can refer any point of time, even if you're opting in for the bootcamp or opt out for the bootcamp. This will be like a before bootcamp starts. If I'm sharing it on the Telegram channel, so you can definitely refer it from there. Okay. If I opt for the bootcamp, then main program will extend by 7 weeks. So basically, if you opt for the bootcamp, your program batch access is going to shift. So you'll be following the calendar of the April 2024 cohort. All right, perfect. Everything is answered. I think I have attempted most of the questions. So those who have any doubt, what you can do is you can refer to the recording of this session also, or you can quickly get in touch with Prajakta on Telegram as well. Okay, perfect. So now we'll talk a bit more about don't worry, learners. I won't take more than 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, because I think Q&As, most of them have already answered. Right. So yeah, uh, I'll just talk a bit more about the mode of learning. So we have the in-platform content. So on the platform, the modules are pre-recorded, right? So I suggest you, all of you, to just follow the deadlines of the modules, right? And go through these lecture recordings, which are in the platform on an everyday basis, right? Do not pile up the things, because it's mandatory for you to complete the each segment of the module to move on to the next one, right? There might be a graded question, there might be optional questions also, right? So it's advisable to complete the optional and external segments also, because this might not come in the exam. The option and the options and additional resources might not come in the examinations, but at least from knowledge point of view, since all of you are enrolled for the knowledge, right, in the program, so I would suggest to complete and go through the entire content which is available. This will be a primary mode of learning, right? Now, to complement this, we will also have the live sessions on the weekend whenever and wherever required for those topics, right? These live sessions will be the blended mode of learning, right? In this, we will conduct the topics with the subject matter experts, right? We will also have university professors coming in, right? But since machine learning requires most of the domain knowledge, right, industry knowledge, so we will be bringing in subject matter experts who will have expertise in those topics as well. So you'll see the lectures in the blended way, that where the subject matter experts are also taking the sessions, because there will be a lot of hands-on will be provided, right? Then you'll have the live session will be taken by the professor as well. So then moving ahead, you will have these small group coaching sessions called as the PI sessions. So you'll have the PI sessions starting from course 2 onwards, right? Once you move ahead in the program and once you start your course 2, we will bifurcate the groups in the smaller, will bifurcate a learner group or a learner group in the smaller groups, where 8 to 10 learners will be combined together in one single group, basis the qualification, background, expertise in the tech, non-tech domain, which background they are from, depending upon which we are going to allocate the coach also for that particular group, right? That is a PI industry expert we are going to assign. In this group, this sessions, you'll be able to unmute yourself, because since considering the smaller coaching sessions will have almost 8 to 10 learners only, so it will be easier for us to enable you to speak, right, in the session, and you'll be able to share your thought process, maybe your approach also. But this is in the PI session. Once we'll start eventually, once you reach to the course 2 level, once your course 2 is completed, then of course, we are going to provide you with the mentorship calls. You'll be given 2 mentorship calls in the program, right? That is, again, after your completion of the course 2, we are going to provide you we are going to start with a mentorship call, in which you'll be able to interact with the industry mentors one-on-one. This is an opportunity for you to talk to them with the industry expert, right? Get the personalized guidance, feedback on your path ahead, right? On your success ahead, like how you want to plan it, whether you want to get this switch, or maybe you want to plan the IJP in your company, right? So what are the strategies are supposed to be? All this guidance will be provided to you. This will be a one-on-one call. So once we reach that phase, right, after completion of course 2, we will proactively inform you about the slots when those are available, right? And you can pick the slots as per your availability. Of course, mentors are going to roll out the availability of the slots, and you can pick one from those, right? Moving on to the next slide. So I'll talk a bit more about the support piece, right? When I talk about the platform and support, that is a discussion forum. So we have a discussion forum inbuilt in the platform itself. So I'm sure you must have already experienced it. So in this discussion forum, you have your peers, as in from this particular batch itself, learners are present, right? Then you will have the subject matter experts in this discussion forum. So now, if you get stuck somewhere and if you want to look for an answers, what I would suggest you is to post your query in a discussion forum. What we do is we let the peers answers first. So your peers will answer your questions and will be verified by the teaching associates, right? In case if any answer is not, already not already replied by the peers of yours, then definitely it will be validated and responded by the teaching associate within a span of 24 working hours, right? We have teaching associates present in the daily doubt resolution sessions. I'm assuming all of you must have seen it already on your Learn platform. So in the Learn platform, if you click on live, under this, you'll find the DDR sessions. Those are called as the daily doubt resolution sessions, right? So in these sessions, you're supposed to join the sessions, ask your doubt, and you can just drop off from the sessions. Again, these are not the mandatory sessions. These are basically to just to cater to your academic queries, right? We do not want to get stuck somewhere and just wait for the live sessions to happen to ask your academic queries. Hence, we have incorporated this daily doubt resolution sessions for you all. That is for the on-the-go support, right? So there will be 2 slots for the DDR sessions also, and those will be reflecting on your Learn platform. Again, not mandatory. If you have doubt, you can ask your doubt and you can drop off from the session. Now, this is the USP of the program in terms of support. That is the student upgrad buddy. So we have Prajakta here. Prajakta will be your point of contact for your all your non-academic support, right? When I say non-academic, which means that if you get stuck somewhere in the program, if you want help in the planning your studies, right, your time management, or maybe extensions, right, if you feel that you're not able to complete any particular submission within the time frame, right, or maybe even the given time frame is breached or so, don't worry about it. The whole agenda of keeping a human touch for the program is so that the learning journey will be smoother for you and you can get in touch with Prajakta. She'll try and help you out in all the way possible to ensure that your learning journey is successful. Then to reach out to Prajakta, I have already shared the Telegram ID of Prajakta in the chat section. I'll just reshare it once again. So Prajakta will be available on Telegram as well as on email. So on Telegram, you can reach out to her on her Telegram ID, that is @Prajakta_upgrad, and email ID will be studentsupport@upgrad.com. She'll be available from Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Okay. Apart from that, we also have the chatbot, AI-enabled chatbot, which is in the platform, which is available in the platform. So you can run through your basic queries. You can definitely reach out to chatbot, and chatbot will be able to answer your most of the queries here, right? In case if any queries which are unattended or maybe beyond the chatbot's control, definitely will be highlighted to the upgrad buddy. But you can definitely make a use of chatbot first, right? For the basic questions or so on the program level. Then we have the Telegram channel. Telegram channel is something which we want to do join, because if there are any important communications, we are going to send it on the Telegram only. So in this Telegram channel, we definitely are not going to spam you all, because we will be definitely sharing only the important communications, right? Important key highlights. So keep checking your Telegram channel on the go wherever you are, at least once in a day or two, right? Uh, Great. So yeah, for the grading and assessment, we have expert pool in the backend. So what we do is we have a very robust weighting process to ensure that we are maintaining high quality TAs in the pool. Whatever the submissions you are doing on the platform, assignments, case studies, even for your MCQs, right? Everything is graded, right? And with the graded with the help of the teaching associates in the backend, right? So in case if something is going wrong, if you're not able to answer something correct, no worries. TAs will be validating it and also will be sharing the feedback how to improvise it, right? Or maybe how to make it correct. So please be rest assured about the grading. We will definitely maintain the high quality grading in the backend, right? So of course, this is the most awaited part, that is the high performance coaching. So I'll just brief quickly about this. So high performance coaching is basically once you complete your entire program, right? Once your CGPAs are out, right? We are going to allot coaches to each one of you. Now this coaches will be your single point of contact from the careers and placements team, right? This coaches will be helping you out with for like 6 months, will be your point of contact, right? And will be helping you out for resume building, strategy building, to find a new job. If they come across any openings, they'll be proactively communicating with you all. There might be cases where there might be the placement drives will be scheduled or so by the third parties or so. They will be proactively letting you know if there are any placement drives are being conducted outside upgrad or so. They will be letting you all proactively. So this is something which is very important for the from the high performance coaching point of view, right? But then just I'll emphasize once again that do wait until your uh, CGPAs are out, right? And the main focus has to be on and your program completion, because that is primarily important to enable this high performance coaching. So just a short video I'll play, and I'll definitely share this video in the Telegram channel also, right? Along with the recording and the PPT. This will give you all more details about what the high performance coaching is about, right? I'll just quickly play a video and just confirm it to me whether you're able to hear the audio or not. Just a second. Let me just set the resolution too high. Okay. So just quick yes or no if you're able to hear the audio from this video.
Hello learners. High performance coaching, also called as HPC, is one of a powerful and
Great.
unique offerings
I
from
will
upGrad,
just
where every learner
replay this video
is assigned
and you all
a
can
personalized
have a look.
Hello learners. High performance coaching, also called as HPC, is one of a powerful and unique offerings from upGrad, where every learner is assigned a personalized high performance coach. Your high performance coach works with you over a period of 3 to 6 months once your program has been completed, to help you unlock your true potential and give your best in your professional pursuits. Your high performance coach will help you achieve your career goals by understanding your profile, strengths, and areas of opportunities, and pave the way for your desired career outcome. We understand that you might be thinking how to put my upGrad degree to the best use. If you are someone who is looking for a new job, promotion, or industry change, you must have multiple related questions around networking, resume, LinkedIn profile, job search strategies, and interviews, where high performance coach can help you. But also, if you are someone who is not immediately looking for a change or a new job, you might have questions around working better in your current role, like managing teams, decision making, executing projects, or even starting something independently, such as freelancing, consulting, or a startup. Your high performance coach can assist you here as well. High performance coaching starts after your program ends. Your high performance coach will first reach out to you over an email, followed by an on-call interaction. After your onboarding is complete, your high performance coach will understand your profile in depth and schedule upcoming sessions based on your goals and requirements. By the end of this phase, you would have gained lots of new skills, optimized your social and professional outlook, and acquired a different mindset altogether to progress not only as a professional but also as a human being. Our high performance coaches have impacted more than 21,000 learners so far through more than 63,000 effective coaching sessions. The average feedback rating for our sessions is around 4.7 out of 5. 84% of our learners have achieved positive career outcomes. High performance coaching is one of the most loved features of the upGrad learning experience. These testimonials speak of the impact which has been created with the high performance coaching sessions at upGrad.
As working professionals, we might often get occupied and not realize the importance of coaching. However, I have had the good fortune to interact with Ruchi and find out solutions as easy as I was talking to a friend. And this has definitely helped me shape up my perspective in multiple areas. I could develop a better professional acumen, I can say, and also certain areas of personal branding.
It was a very good experience working with her, as in starting with CV building to LinkedIn profile to, last minute interview prep tips to, how to manage the nervousness before interviews. Everything was guided by her, and she guided me really well. As in, I was one person who used to really freak out before interviews, but her tricks did really help me a lot.
You get exposure to industry curriculum as well as the academic curriculum, which makes it quite great because it depends. You can choose whichever field you want to pursue later on after this course. And alongside that, these people also patch you up with multiple jobs which are quite good in pay, and they also mentor you to get these jobs. So overall, the experience was quite nice and enriching.
The skills I developed through upGrad also helped me with increment and hike. The mentors and content improved my technical abilities, and I started looking for more specialized role for building AI applications.
To ensuring that I have a right CV and right presence on LinkedIn, and able to ensure that I have a persistent presence on LinkedIn. On top of that, we also spoke about the networking skills and the salary negotiation.
Happy learning!
Awesome, great. So yeah, that's it from my end, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the session on Sunday. Thank you so much for joining the session on Saturday morning and taking your time for this. I'm wishing you all the very best. There are a couple of Q&As. I'll just quickly answer those, and we'll definitely conclude the session next 5 minutes. In case if you have any questions, requesting again, please do not post in the chat section. I won't be able to take up each and all of them. If you have any questions, do post them in the Q&A section quickly, and I'll be taking up them in next 5 minutes. So, Surya, just to answer your question, if you're not opting in for the opting in for the bootcamp, you'll be a part of April 2024 cohort, right? When the April 2024 cohort is launched, it will start with the main program definitely after the 15th of May, because first 15 days will be again similarly how you guys are getting here, right, in the February batch. So, yeah. So Harshdeep, placement support will be provided after completion of your program. So what we are going to do is we are going to make the job portal live. If you want to apply for the job from the job portal, right, this portal will be live in a month or so. If you want to apply for the jobs from the portal, you can do that if you find any relevant opening. But then the high performance coaching and a dedicated coach will be assigned once you complete your entire program and once the CGPAs are out. Bootcamp is free. There is no additional charge for the bootcamp. Okay. For developers, can we only get the access to the content for the bootcamp and continue with the graded? So as I've mentioned, I'm going to collate the live session recordings of whatever we have conducted for the bootcamp so far. By Tuesday, end of the day, you can expect this to be shared on the Telegram channel. How long can we have the access to the elective and the content after completion of the program? So the access is total of 3 years. When I say 3 years, 1 year of your in-program access and 2 years after completion of the program. So total of 3 years, you'll have the access to the entire program. Is it a continuous program without any breaks or buffer days? So you have the buffer days also. I would suggest you, Manjiri, to go through your program calendar, and you'll get to see the buffer dates are also mapped over there. So you'll have the buffer weeks also in the program. So my Pandas course is about to be completed. If I join the bootcamp, will the next batch April start from where my course is ending? I need to start from beginning. So as I've mentioned, graded modules are not supposed to be done in the February cohort. If you're opting in for the bootcamp, graded modules are supposed to be completed in your next cohort whenever you join, right? That is in the April cohort. Right now, just do the preparatory course, because we won't be able to map. See, if you want to do the dry run, if you want to go to the content just for the reference piece, go ahead. But under any circumstances, we won't be able to map your progress from the previous course to the next course for the graded segment. Hence, I'm suggesting not to do it. But if you want to just dry run it and go to the content, it's okay. How long can we have the access? I have already discussed this. In case bootcamp not opted, then what is the date of actual course? If you're not opting in for the bootcamp, the actual date of the main program, I already have shared the program calendar here. Let me just quickly reshare it again. So if you're not opting in for the bootcamp, your main module as per the calendar will start from 21st of March. That is your first graded module will be live, right? But we try to release the modules early as possible. So if you see the modules are live, you can definitely go ahead and complete it. Here is the program calendar in the chat section for your reference. Hi Siddhant, I'm working professional with Java full stack experience with 10 plus years of experience. Currently, I'm on a break, hence I'm interested for Python bootcamp. Kindly says if I can proceed with the bootcamp or with the program. So Dipti, definitely I would suggest to join the bootcamp because this will be like this is my suggestion. Okay, this is my recommendation. Of course, the end decision is of yours, but this will definitely help you brush up your skills. So I would really suggest to join for the bootcamp if you're joining particularly after a gap. Can we request access extension to this course content? So yeah, regarding the access, see, we have the specific deadlines for the modules as explained by the Professor Sridhar. Every module will have a deadline, every submission will have a deadline, right? But we understand saying that you have other commitments as well. So for example, if any module is due today, let's suppose an example, it's due today, which is 2nd of March 2024. You get to know that whether you're able to submit it or not. You know your commitments are there, you're not able to submit it before 11:59 p.m. tonight. Then before 11:59 p.m. you're supposed to click on the extension button. We have introduced a button on the Learn platform. Whenever there is a graded submission, right, graded modules are there, you will get to see the extension button as well. So you can click on that extension button. This extension button will help you extend the module deadline by a week, and this deadline will be clubbed with the next assignment or next submission due. So this will basically delay the submission by a week without implementing any scores penalty on your submission, right? So this way you can definitely extend the modules as well. So we have given around 8 extensions in the program for the module submission or the assignment submission, right? But again, give your best, stay on time with the submissions and with the deadlines, because this will eventually help you like to reduce the burden. Because if you pile up the things, right, then the submissions and everything become very extensive. So stay attentive in the program, on track with the programs from the beginning itself, things will be very easier. I would be interested joining the program. So on 8 March, I would be able to fill the form. Yeah, yes. We are going to make the form live on the Learn platform, and also will notify you guys, notify every student on the Telegram channel once the forms are live. Tentatively, I'm expecting the forms to be live by 8th of March on the Learn platform. The Milan program starts, the main program starts 21st March, correct? Or the induction session mentioned next week or on next day is mandatory. So induction sessions, you'll get to see it. Those induction sessions will be conducted by Prajakta particularly. Basis, she'll pick couple of topics, right? Or maybe she'll be available for all of you to join and get a quick resolution if there are anything pending or maybe any discussion, any doubts, any curiosity you have. You can definitely discuss with Prajakta. That's why the induction sessions are scheduled. I would suggest to join the induction sessions because she'll be picking up a couple of topics to discuss on the program level also. So yeah, if you're free, definitely join those induction sessions. Main program, that means the graded module I'm talking about. The graded module will start by the mentioned date, right, which is 21st of March. But again, if you see the module is live already, definitely go ahead and complete those modules, because don't wait for the 21st of March, because if you're completing the modules prior hand, definitely it will give you the more time, buffer time in the next module. Are the industry session experts sessions made and on are the industry expert sessions made on selection through form on the portal or available for all of us enrolled? um, Kritika, I did not understand your questions well. Could you please repost your question? Okay, awesome. So I think I have cleared all the Q&A questions, and I don't think so there are any more questions here. So once again, wishing you all the very best. Let's just come complete the program with the amazing numbers, right, and the great knowledge. Once again, all the very best, learners. Thank you so much for joining the session. All right, great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, learners.